My goodness, Aztecs fans were in a glass case of emotion on Saturday night with that one play. Aztecs football coach Rocky Long joins us now. Coach, good morning. How you feeling?
I'm all right. How you guys doing?
We are tremendous. We're off and rolling in the middle of football season. This is really good stuff, and a lot of it capitalized by your huge 28-21 victory over Arizona State. How do you feel about people calling it an upset?
Well, that's okay. They can call whatever they want to. I don't think our players think it's an upset. I think we went into the game excited about playing, and I know our players thought they could compete with them because they've done it before. So I don't think we consider it an upset, but if people think it's an upset, that's good.
Coach, you talk about the players having confidence. I could tell last Monday when we talked to you, you had this real steel about you that you knew your team was going to be able to beat Arizona State. What gave you that confidence coming into the game?
I don't know how I gave you that impression. I wasn't sure we could beat them, but I knew that we were going to be able to compete against them because we had done it before, and you could tell our players were excited about getting another chance at them. So I knew we'd go in there and compete. I didn't have any idea we'd win for sure, but I'm glad we did.
Rocky, you don't play ASU again till I believe 2028 and 2029. They may be very happy to see that. When it comes to rushing, the last two times, last year and this year, you have outrushed them 590 to 80. How?
Well, it's players executing. I mean, our offensive line I didn't think played very well against Sacramento State. They played really well against Arizona State. Now, some of that is I think that our coaching staff did a really nice job of preparing the offensive line for what they were going to see. I mean, it was kind of a guess deal that we were guessing what they were doing, but they did what we practiced, and the offensive line performed well.
How do you feel Ryan Agnew handled his first start at quarterback, had that really big touchdown drive at the end of the first half?
I thought that's when he became a quarterback. I thought he was, he didn't act like he was unsure of himself, but I thought he was hot and cold before that. And he did a great job with the 2-minute drill right at the end of the first half that tied it up before we went in at halftime. And I think that after that he was just fine. I think he was good the rest of the way.
Rocky, you still got some time to make a decision before Christian Chapman is ready to go again. Are you expecting a tough quarterback decision moving forward?
No, I don't think so. I think that everything works out for the best in its own way, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Just
going to evaluate as it comes, game by game?
Yeah, we'll evaluate as Christian gets better and gets healthy. When we know he's 100%, we'll make the decision then.
Coach, your defense didn't allow a first down in the second half until the touchdown drive, which made it 28-21. What was the difference there? Play calling, effort, what'd you note?
Well, one effort because I think that we didn't play much better than we have in the past. We just tried a lot harder. I put it on me. I think that there was 4 minutes and 8 seconds or something like that left in the game. We were ahead by 2 touchdowns, so we went to soft coverage, hoping that we could get a pass rush with 3 or 4 guys, which we didn't get. Thought that eventually playing those soft zone coverages, eventually we'd have someone go get a ball, intercept the ball, take a chance, read a route, go intercept the ball, which we didn't do either. So in about 2.5 minutes, they drove down the field and scored. And then I think the most disappointing thing was that we ran out the clock with the first down, and all we had to do was take a knee, but we fumbled, which made us nervous and gave them some excitement, and they threw a couple deep balls. We didn't play very well, and all of a sudden it came down to a Hail Mary pass, and thank goodness we won because we deserved to win.
Rocky Long with us on Extra 1360. You absolutely did, and you did. Next up, Eastern Michigan in town here in San Diego, 7:30 kickoff. Go get your tickets now. GoAztecs.com. That was really great audio of the excitement of that official's announcement. We'll get to that in a moment, Rocky. I think there was some concern about the health of Juwan Washington. Chase Jasmine, I think, was averaging 5.9 yards a carry. He did really, really well except for that fumble. Is everything okay with Juwan?
Juwan has a turf toe injury right now, but all the doctors think he'll be fine to practice, probably not today, but by tomorrow he'll be fine to practice, and he'll be okay by Saturday.
Coach, what's your thoughts on that play that got Trenton Thompson ejected from the game and ultimately saved the ball from being placed on the 2-yard line right at the end with 6 seconds to go?
Well, my first thought is the corner and the free safety really played that play poorly. Instead of keeping a good cushion on the receiver and coming forward to the ball, they were chasing the receiver. I have no idea how that is in that situation, but that's what happened, and we got to coach him better. But then Trenton coming over and put a good lick on the guy. Now, in the old days, it was a great lick, and we'd be celebrating. In this new era, it probably was targeting. But the guy did drop the ball. When you watch it real close and watch the replays, he did drop the ball. So the ruling was correct, and obviously it helped us win the game. But I don't know what you tell a DB anymore, but he went after the ball. He went after the ball carrier or the guy trying to catch the ball and caused an incomplete pass, so I thought it was a great play.
You know, I think that the euphoria from the crowd is, and Nick and I joked earlier, it would have been very funny if the official said, would you guys like the good news or the bad news first? And the way that he laid it out, did you know that was coming, that it was an incomplete pass? Had your coaches up in the booth told you this was virtually a good chance that would be the outcome?
Well, you never know for sure. The guys in the booth told me that he had dropped the ball had hit the ground. But the fumble, if you watch the fumble on replay, he's actually down too before he fumbles. And they tend to, when it's close, they tend to go with the ruling on the field.
Yeah.
And the ruling on the field was a complete pass. So you always worry that they won't overturn it because it's too close. Because they didn't overturn the fumble, and I didn't think that one, when I saw the TV replay, I didn't think that one was close. I didn't think it was a fumble. So I don't know how they're going to do it. When it's close, I don't know. You know, they kind of tend to go with what they called on the field.
Coach, I think there were a couple of big coaching moments in that game. One, Arizona State had one in the first half when Herm Edwards decided to go for it on like a 4th and 3 when I think it was going to be like a 35, 36-yard field goal. And I thought that was a big mistake by him. Talk to me about the decision to kick a 54-yard field goal with John Barron. Was it an easy decision? Was that something that you guys mulled over a little bit?
No, that's an easy decision when you ask the kicker if he can make it, and he says, yeah, I can make it.
He's just that confident, and it kind of lends itself to really just saying, go for it then.
Yeah, well, with John, he's a veteran guy, and he knows what he can do and can't do, and he's had great success for us, so if he says he can make it, we're putting him out there.
You know, Rocky, I talked to John about that in post, and he said you asked him, and I said, do you ever tell him no? You know, a lot of times players have a difficulty. Yeah, coach, I can go. I'm fine. Yeah, I can do this.
Can do anything.
But he does tell you no, right? He's honest with you.
Well, the week before that, we had a kick going the other way that was about a 50-yarder, and he says, Coach, you know, the wind, kickers are like this. He says, the wind comes through that tunnel. I don't think I can kick it that far going this way. And I said, okay, and we punted it. I mean, he's an honest guy.
Yeah. You know, Rocky, up next, Eastern Michigan, you know, they beat Purdue.
I know they beat my alma mater in week 1. Yeah, 20-19. Of course I saw that. What are you seeing, Coach?
Well, that's why I'm, if you'd have talked to me yesterday, I'd have been happy and jovial and all that, but I'm not anymore because I've watched them on film, and they don't have the same talent level that Arizona State, but I think they're a better football team than Arizona State because they do what they do, and they do it well. And I don't know why this is. Maybe it's the Midwest mentality, but they remind me of Northern Illinois, which we really struggled with. They are big, and they are tough guys, and that always starts to worry you when you get ready for a game.
You know it's going to be a good battle, and that's kind of Rocky Long football. That's the trademark here on the West Coast. It's going to be a really fun contest against Eastern Michigan. And by the way, Rocky, I like you not being all happy and jovial. I like Rocky Long with a little bit of bite to him. It's like a nice glass of whiskey neat.
Well, I appreciate that. I like talking to you guys on Monday mornings, too.
All right. Congrats on the victory, Coach. Keep it rolling.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, there's Rocky Long, Aztecs football head coach. Good stuff. God, he's always fun to talk to.
Rocky said they do what they do when they do it well.
They doing it, and they doing it, and they doing it well.
That's what the Aztecs did, though, right? I mean, they do what they do, and they did it well. They did a lot better. You know, Arizona
Rocky
State.
Long, is that LL Cool J? Is that what's happening here? Is that what I just heard? They doing it, and they doing it. Rocky's not licking his lips right now, is he?
I hope not.
You know, LL every 22 seconds licks his lips and then puts on some chapstick.
Yeah, ladies love Cool James.